and welcome one and all. Great to have you on board for our continued coverage of these group stages, and it is safe to say that we're now entering the race for the finish line. It becomes about guaranteeing a place in the knockout stage, and indeed for some, at the top end of the group, finding out who will finish in pole position and who their potential opponents may be. We do sense inevitably a sense of urgency from those both on the pitch and in the stands, because the margins are becoming tight. This place simply a monument to the game. So much prestige, so much pride, so much passion whenever football is played here. And from the team sheet, we derive that they are going with a 3-4-3 formation, Jim.
Yeah, Peter, and I would say that this setup is probably mostly geared to the front three. I think keeping them busy with chances is obviously a responsibility for everyone else in the team, so the midfield four in particular are keen to get on the front foot and play their part. The back three have just got to get on with it, and at times they are left a little exposed.
The action has already started. Well, try as they might, they just couldn't get into an attacking area. Kluivert. Overmars. Turns and goes back. Has a hit! Oh, great save, real class.
Oh, that's a sparkling save, absolutely sparkling. His reflexes were ultra sharp.
And he just whacks it away.
Just to point out, Peter, that the fullbacks are quite high.
And what do they try to achieve?
Well, it's up.
Hits one! And the ball's come out! Kluivert. It's a loose ball. And it's been taken straight back. Still goalless. He's made sure that that won't get through. Big ball now. Kluivert. Big ball now. And it's played forward. Well, they can break here. Great strength, too strong for his opponent.
Peter, we can only applaud that quality of tackle in the circumstances. It was probably goal-saving.
Right through the middle. He's had a go! Oh, that was nice, but not quite the end product required.
It's easy to say it, but difficult to stop it when runs in behind are being made like that.
Is there any support? He might not need it. Hoists it forward. That looks a foul. Yep, referee's given it. And he is going into that little black book. Gets it upfield. Saihi. Out to the left it goes. Plays it out of harm's way. That is going to be the final action of the first half. So both sides have drawn blanks. They have toiled at times, but it's not been a bad game by any means. The first half compared with your expectation?
Well, Peter, apart from the lack of goals, I really don't think there's much to criticise. And eventually, they should find a way to the back of the net. Here's hoping for them.
And after 45 minutes, it is still goalless. A change perhaps after half-time. And we are already promptly back underway.
At least there's always a plus side to a scoreless half. Defences are doing what they should, and it's going to take good imagination to break the deadlock here.
It's on has a pop! Really well taken goal. The second half off to a spectacular start.
Oh, what a cracking goal, but a cracking touch as well. That's what made it for me. That's brilliant play all round.
Deadlock broken, it's 1-0.
Oh, half-time has been a blessing for this team. You know, what a great start to the second half.
He's away! That would have been some goal.
Well, he cut straight through the middle, only to find he had no cutting edge.
Oh, smart save.
Well, this is exactly the approach they have to take now, Peter.
Well, hit and hope is just about the sum of it, isn't it, Jim?
Well, there's no two ways about it. This is what they have to do.
Has he picked him out? So, Jim, what are you thinking?
There's a lot of football still to be played, Peter, so ideally they need to maintain an attacking endeavour.
Cuts it out. Forward it goes. Ball's loose, who's getting there? Hardly anything between the sides, and the score is 1-0.
There's a real appetite from them to finally put this game to bed, but will they?
Crosses it in.
Peter, they have to fight the onset of desperation and keep enough cool heads to still deliver.
Keeper sends it forward. Oh, good interception. Tries to get it forward quickly. Just a few more moments for them to hang on. What a climax! Close, but time for no more. The whistle has gone. Terrific contest. It really might have tipped either way. The margins were tiny. Just a goal in it, but that was enough.
Well, this game looked to have 0-0 written all over it, but credit to them, they upped their game in the end, and I thought they got what they deserved.
Hello and welcome one and all. Great to have you on board for our continued coverage of these group stages, and it is safe to say that we're now entering the race for the finish line. It becomes about guaranteeing a place in the knockout stage, and indeed for some, at the top end of the group, finding out who will finish in pole position and who their potential opponents may be. You do sense inevitably a much greater sense of urgency from those both on the pitch and in the stands, because the margins are becoming tight. One glance and you know where we are. It is one of the most recognisable arenas for the beautiful game in the world. And boy, does it add to the occasion. This is the lineup we've been given. How do you read it, Jim?
Reminders of a golden era in English football, I should add. And it continues to hold its place in the modern game. Playing a second striker runs the risk of being outnumbered in midfield, of course, so with the wider pairing and fullbacks, plenty of running has to be part of their play. And of course, the right service into the box.
Things have got underway here pretty promptly. Just brushed off the ball there. Has a hit! A real chance and a real let-off.
Do I really need to tell you, Peter, that he has to do better, especially from there?
Good work on the right flank. Now, what's next? And help's available out wide. Looking for a decent ball in. Well, the crowd clearly like what they just saw. Some real no-nonsense defending. Has a pop! Gets good distance on it.
Give the keeper a little sympathy here, because I think he might have been slightly unsighted. However, credit where it's due, it's still a fine finish from a tight spot.
Deadlock broken, it's 1-0.
And that ought to be the trigger for a really exciting and entertaining game from here on.
Forward it goes. Plays it out to the flank. Hardly anything between the sides, and the score is 1-0. Out to the right. Gascoigne. Coming up to half-time, leading, and things are looking pretty good. And he has been fouled there.
Well, I think the alternative was to stand there and do nothing while he tried to score, and obviously he's not going to allow that, Peter, is he?
Well, you might think he got off lightly. It is just a verbal warning. He's gone for it! Has a pop! This could fall anywhere! That's a throw. Tries to get it forward quickly. Plays it out to the wing. Deftly done. Massive lead! It's in! 2 up and threatening to pull clear! What a great header, got plenty on that.
Well, look, it's often the timing of the jump that dictates what you can do with any header, and if you get it slightly wrong, then you'll struggle, but that was beautifully met, it really was.
And the whistle goes for half-time. Some first-half thoughts?
Well, it's looking pretty straightforward, Peter. They've got themselves into a very good position, so why dither from here when they can repeat their first-half success with another show of strength?
It has been a remarkable contest, decorated by goals. And 2 between them at half-time. We're underway again. Gascoigne. And the ball's come out. Tries lifting it over. Intervention was very necessary. Robertson. It's being played forward. Laudrup. Questions were asked, but he's given the answers. Loses his balance and loses the ball. He gets past his man, plays it into the box.
They didn't manage to get nearly enough into the box, and that speaks of little ambition.
Hoists it forward. More than happy to take the muscular approach. That's good progress he's made on the ball. Where to next? Timely intervention. Gascoigne. Played out to the right. And it's got through. Managed to get it away. And there goes the final whistle. So they bask in their win, a genuinely professional performance, and a result which was well-deserved. Your reflections then, Jim?
There's a solidity about them, almost as if they set up not to lose and see how things unfold. That eased the pressure on the strikers, who can afford to be patient, and it's all paid off.
Hello and welcome one and all. Great to have you on board for our continued coverage of these group stages, and it is safe to say that we're now entering the race for the finish line. It becomes about guaranteeing a place in the knockout stage, and indeed for some, at the top end of the group, finding out who will finish in pole position and who their potential opponents may be. You do sense inevitably a much greater sense of urgency from those both on the pitch and in the stands, because the margins are becoming tight. It is a venue this which simply adds to the spectacle of the game it stages. One of the most impressive arenas in this part of the world. They do appear, Jim Beglin, to be going with a 5-3-2 formation.
Conservatism would appear to be at play, Peter. However, we don't quite know what their motives are just yet. It could well be as it looks, but it might also be a way of deceiving the opposition into thinking that they're just going to sit back and then hope to produce an aggressive counter-attack or two. This system can accommodate that, and I certainly hope we're going to get something positive in response, and it's not going to be all defence.
If you're just joining us, we are already underway. Has a hit! And he's got it!
Right from the first whistle, they played with an energy that makes them good value for that early goal.
Perfect placement, the one place the keeper couldn't reach.
Well, you know, sometimes it pays off not to think too much about things, just put your foot through it, and that was a good example. Great contact, and the keeper had very little chance.
Well, that has certainly made things interesting. Forward it goes. There's a long ball. Great leap! And in again!
These early exchanges have been frenetic. Looks like we have a proper game on our hands, Peter.
Good running with the ball. Can they build on it? That's one way of trying to make things happen. There's a few who could follow that example. He's had shot at goal! Oh, shame, that was nicely worked.
It didn't quite come off on this occasion, but it only needs a gentle tweak.
And that'll go straight through to the keeper. Lambert could move up a gear here. Brought forward. What does he try from here? Oh, real danger here.
Well, I think that might well put him off watching tonight's highlights.
Stark. Dortmund scored early, of course, and the score is 1-0. Sousa goes for goal! Good stop, that wasn't easy.
The keeper really dug out his defence then, a magnificent effort.
And the referee brings the first half to a close. And there we are, off they go for half-time. The breakthrough did indeed come in the first half, but there has only been that one goal. It was very, very tight.
Well, this team has found a real rhythm to their game. The players seem to have clicked well. There's good movement off the ball. The passes are sticking. No one's afraid to have a go.
Dortmund come off having scored the only goal of the game so far. It's been tight, it's been exciting, and there is certainly plenty for us to chew on during the break. But if you're just back from your break, you've missed very little of the resumption of the second half.
Dortmund really need to go and grab another goal now, Peter, if they're going to go on and secure this.
Tries a shot! Well, that is rather wayward. Dortmund just about have their noses in front. It is the slenderest of leads. That's a good block, but at the expense of a corner. They've played it short. Chance! And it's been taken short.
Well, it's good stuff. This is better.
Well, hit and hope is just about the sum of it, isn't it, Jim?
Spot on, Peter.
Looks to clip it for... Has a goal! Oh, that was nice, but not quite the end product required.
That's a real shame, Peter, because it was beautifully worked. Took the defence out of the picture, but he'll be in no hurry to watch the replay.
There is some activity down on the touchline. It seems there's going to be a change. Hoists it forward. Well, it really is one cross after another.
Well, with a target to hit, why not keep up?
Oh, shooting chance! Chapuisat. Who's ball? Who's going to get that? And the finish! Time for a change in personnel.
Well, he's worked so hard for his side, as you would expect, but you couldn't help notice that he was starting to labour a bit, so it's no surprise.
And it's played forward.
Well, it remains to be seen whether they can come up with that little bit of class to rescue this situation.
He's gone for it! Same again, same outcome.
They're just lacking a cutting edge, Peter, and while that's fairly obvious, the rest of their attacking play is actually quite good.
There's the through ball. Dortmund just have to run down the clock. He's come through and he's had a quick look inside. They get a throw in. Good challenge, he just stood firm. And that's it. What a game. End to end, it flew by, and in the end, it all came down to just the odd goal. So what do you take away from it all, Jim?
Well, a result which owed much to grind and graft, Peter. Not the prettiest of wins, but a very professional, I would say, and a clean sheet, of course, is always very welcome.
Hello and welcome one and all. Great to have you on board for our continued coverage of these group stages, and it is safe to say that we're now entering the race for the finish line. It becomes about guaranteeing a place in the knockout stage, and indeed for some at the top end of the group, finding out who will finish in pole position and who their potential opponents may be. You do sense inevitably a much greater sense of urgency from those both on the pitch and in the stands, because the margins are becoming tight. And this must be amongst the favoured arenas of supporters all over the world. It really does have a very special feel to it. This is the lineup we've been given. How do you read it, Jim?
Well, the obvious standout in today's football in this system is that it provides you with extra presence in attack. With many shaky defences about, getting the right partnership in that department can pay rich dividends as long as there's a good early supply. So playing two strikers can be a real help to this team. I mean, 4-4-2 these days, Peter, gets a lot of criticism, but it's unfair. Any system can work if you've got the right players.
The action has already started. Forward it goes. Well positioned to make that interception. Durham. Can he find a finish now? Deflected behind for a corner kick. Tries to get it clear. What? Oh, shooting chance! And he's there to make a great save.
The keeper really dug out his defence then. A magnificent effort.
It's good distance on it. That's the throw. A chance! Well read, he sorted that out. How about a shot? It's gone out for a throw-in. And that has been cleared. Oh, that's neat. Hits one! He's done very well to get to that.
Well, as tests go, Peter, the keeper has just received an A+ grade.
Has a hit! It's there! Deadlock broken, it's 1-0.
And that ought to be the trigger for a really exciting and entertaining game from here on.
Oh, well defended, that had to be done. Tries to get it forward quickly. Good idea, just poorly executed. Tried to play it through.
Oh, that just required a bit more oomph to reach its target.
Looking to break out here. Oh, no, that's not the ball he wanted. Has a pop! Oh, the keeper's done ever so well.
Oh, that's a sparkling save. Absolutely sparkling. His reflexes were ultra sharp.
And this could be the final action of the first half. Knocks it away. And a shot! And that's it for the first half. A breathless ending. So there you have it, a close-fought half of football, but one that still had its moments. It ultimately produced just one goal. A more than decent game up to that.
Well, you obviously have to give credit to the front men for the half-time lead, but I think the midfield can really pat themselves on the back too. They worked tirelessly for me.
Leading a cagey game here. It's had its moments, and it's 1-0 at the break. And we are already promptly back underway. A solitary goal, that has been the crucial difference. And he's had a goal! They've scored! A two-goal lead, and they're firmly in control.
Oh, it's lovely to see the art of disguise alive and well, but the keeper straight into no man's land.
So that's 2 now without reply.
Well, at 1-0 this contest was still nicely poised, but now that it's gone to 2, mindsets are affected a lot more. Winning belief one way and that losing feeling the other.
Can't get the better of his opposite number. Brought forward, shoots! A real chance and a real let-off.
Still a cracking effort. Really looked like a man on a mission the way he went through on goal.
It's a brilliant interception. There really wasn't very much in that. Not far away from being a telling final ball.
Quality deserted them when they really needed it.
Big chance! Back of the net! Finishing doesn't come simpler than that. Bang in front of goal.
Well, the keeper has every right to have a moan at his defenders for that because they never got tight to the scorer. Simple as.
This is threatening to become a really good game.
Well, it was important they didn't get ahead of themselves and lose their discipline. This game plan could now well reward them with an equaliser.
Well, that looks a foul. Yep, referee's given it. There is some activity down on the touchline. It seems there's going to be a change. And it's been taken straight back. Oh, that's nice. Whipped in. And that's been levered clear.
This is good ball retention, and it should be enough from here, but they want to double their advantage.
He's made sure that that won't get through.
Peter, they have to fight the onset of desperation and keep enough cool heads to still deliver.
Oh, real danger here. It really is now or never. They need a goal however it comes. Gets it into the middle. There will be 4 extra minutes. Just a few more moments for them to hang on. And that is that. Whatever the shortcomings on either side. It was a great game to watch, just one between them. Would you summarise what we've seen today then, Jim?
Well, they approached this with a very definite game plan, and I think to a large extent they remain true to that, and we can give the manager a big pat on the back.
Hello and welcome one and all. Great to have you on board for our continued coverage of these group stages, and it is safe to say that we're now entering the race for the finish line. It becomes about guaranteeing a place in the knockout stage, and indeed for some at the top end of the group, finding out who will finish in pole position and who their potential opponents may be. We do sense inevitably a much greater sense of urgency from those both on the pitch and in the stands, because the margins are becoming tight. Well, here is a ground that requires no formal introduction. One of the truly iconic venues of our sport, the place where dreams are made. It is, of course, Old Trafford, Manchester. Manchester have opted for a 4-4-2 formation.
Reminders of a golden era in English football, I should add, and it continues to hold its place in the modern game. Playing a second striker runs the risk of being outnumbered in midfield, of course, so with the wider pairing and fullbacks, plenty of running has to be part of their play, and of course the right service into the box.
If you're just joining us, we are already underway. There's a move that looked promising, but eventually thwarted without doing any harm. Tries to get it forward quickly. Scholes. It's come through. Real chance! They've scored! The contact was crisp and clean. That was just a rocket.
Oh, the contact was fantastic. Right on the bootlaces, and it packed a lot of venom for what was a really potent strike.
Well, that has certainly made things interesting. Forward it goes. Hoists it forward. Shapes to shoot! And another time! It's there! And they're at it again in double quick time!
Looking back at that, that's how you play on the counter. Quick and decisive and ruthless with the finish. I thought it was a stunning, stunning breakaway.
Manchester get themselves a 2-goal cushion.
No doubt as to who has the momentum here now. The only doubt is how many is coming.
assistant referee rightly gives him offside. Mariappa gets into a dangerous position. There were better options before the ball was lost. Easy to save from up here, I know. Doesn't get the pass he's looking for. Lobs it in gently. He's had a go! Oh, just lacked a decent finish.
Okay, it's come to nothing, but it's a warning of further threat on the break.
Keane. He's found his man. Keane tries to stroke it through. He acknowledges that he should have come up with something better there.
Oh, that just required a bit more oomph to reach its target.
And it's played forward. There is the half-time whistle. Any strong opinions on the first half?
Oh, they had their opponents reeling in that half, Peter, and the break may influence a change somehow, but don't hold me to it.
Manchester head 2-0, and they are looking good. The action is back on the way. Driving on, he goes for goal! Oh, that's a fine save!
Oh, that's a sparkling save, absolutely sparkling. His reflexes were ultra-sharp.
One! And he's there to hoof it away.
That's great defending to cover for the goalkeeper and just get something in the way.
Oh, that is asking for trouble. Gets away from his opponent. He's had a shot! He can get that clear. Plays it over to the other flank. Beckham. A real chance if he can get through. Has a goal! That has certainly tested the keeper.
Well, that was high-class goalkeeping there to back up his high-class wage.
Keeper sends it forward. Beckham. Has the through ball. Has a pop! And it's there! And surely that settles it.
Well, you know, thinking about that, I think they perfected that on the training ground because it took them seconds to get the ball from back to front. And they really commit forward in numbers too. It was all very well drilled.
Manchester take a 3-goal lead and they are romping out of sight. Whistle's gone, that's a foul. Time and again they are repelled. Beckham. Tries to locate someone up front. And that's been won straight back. Ahead by 3, but they won't want to take their foot off the pedal. He has a pop! Back of the net! Comfort, yet more comfort, easing away.
It just came down to a battle of wills between him and the keeper, and he won it with a cracking piece of trickery.
Yeah, it's pretty obvious as to who was going to be taken off. His energy levels began to sag, and he was never going to last until the final whistle.
Manchester totally rampant here. Looking to hit the front line. Beckham. Tries lifting it over. Quick glance at goal. Oh, shooting chance! It's a goal! And still they continue with the onslaught.
Well, I wasn't expecting them to go this big, Peter, but they have been superb.
Things looking so easy, almost too easy here.
Well, unsurprisingly, Peter, the opposition look completely stunned. I'm not sure they can gather themselves.
Deftly done. Well read, he sorted that out. And time is up. Manchester are class apart. Opponents torn apart. They are comprehensive winners. How do you look back on the game then, Jim?
Well, looking back on this, the early goal had a big influence on what unfolded and allowed them to dictate with comfort.
Hello and welcome one and all. Great to have you on board for our continued coverage of these group stages, and it is safe to say that we're now entering the race for the finish line. It becomes about guaranteeing a place in the knockout stage, and indeed for some at the top end of the group, finding out who will finish in pole position and who their potential opponents may be. You do sense inevitably a much greater sense of urgency from those both on the pitch and in the stands, because the margins are becoming tight. So what a stage for the players to take to here ahead of such an important game. This is the lineup we've been given. How do you read it, Jim?
Well, the modern version of that is a lot more fluid and flexible than in bygone times. There's a much greater understanding of the need for players to cover forward running, and it enables risk-taking while the gaps are filled. I'm very much a fan of it. There are a lot of people who seem to have kind of ignored it and just put it to bed, but it still works, it's still valid, and I think we're going to see it be successful here.
We have already started here. He's got through. Well positioned to make that interception.
Conti.
And now the breakaway. Vieri! He's pulled off a fine save.
Well, what can I say? Truly wonderful goalkeeping.
Tries a shot! Great effort, beautifully taken.
Ah, that's a great effort. There was very little backlift to indicate what was coming.
Gets wrestled off the ball. No, that's not the ball he wanted. So a third of the match, or thereabouts, gone, and we still await the first goal. Dashing forward at pace. He's through the middle. Tries to stroke it through. Ball needed to be better there. It's a wasted chance. Shapes to shoot! Well, he should have done better, and he knows it.
Oh, it's a very good effort. There wasn't much wrong with that at all. We're talking fine margins now.
Hoists it forward.
Conti.
Little doubt, that is a foul. Oh, that's a booking, always looked it. That's a foul. Simple decision for the referee. Deftly done. That a foul? Yes, the referee's given it. He gets a ticking off and needs to be very careful now. Zidane. Well, that's where he wants it. And the counter is on. Well weighted. Cut out in the nick of time. And the half-time whistle goes. So both sides have drawn blanks. They have toiled at times, but it's not been a bad game by any means. And after 45 minutes, it is still goalless. A change perhaps after half-time. And we're off again. No score in the first half. Who's ready to go for it now?
Conti.
Del Piero. Floats one over. And it's played forward. So we've reached the hour mark. Very little to report from an attacking perspective. Jim, it's a cagey old game.
Yes, 0-0 and little promise of a goal due to the shot-shy nature of this contest, but I'm not giving up on it. There's plenty energy on the pitch, not to give up hope just yet.
Gets up, going for goal! Point-blank header! It's there! Just the pick-me-up the whole game needs! He was really quick to react to the initial save, and he has his reward.
Oh, look, there's only one player who merits all the praise for that. Not only did he finish it, but his instincts for being where he was are absolutely top-notch.
Deadlock broken, it's 1-0.
The perfect display, and the old saying comes to mind, when the going gets tough, etc.
Cuts it out. Oh, that is asking for trouble. There is some activity down on the touchline. It seems there's going to be a change. A warm ovation on his way off, and that is the least he deserves.
I think he's put in a good shift, and their fans appreciate that. I think he can feel pretty happy with the contribution he's made.
Conti.
Well, here is the raid we were told to expect. Dinks one in. Looks to play him in. It's a minor communications breakdown.
Well, he's worked so hard for his side, as you would expect, but you couldn't help notice that he was starting to labour a bit, so it's no surprise.
Still just that single goal, and we are nearly done. Good ball. Has a goal! And in it goes! And this is getting better and better. Oh, high-quality goal. Lovely first touch. Sumptuous second.
Things starting to look very comfortable.
Yari gets away from his opponent. Played out to the right. Tries to get it forward quickly. Battles to win it back.